What are we doing?
Going to Walmart
For
Dr. Pepper and dog bags. It's business hours. I figured we'd go see what the fuck's going on at Walmart. Fishing boxes is what we're getting.
Are you going fishing?
No, I don't fish.
When's the last time you went fishing?
It's been a few years. I like to catch fish. I don't like to fish.
I feel like you have to be in the sunlight all day to fish.
I'll catch fish as long as I'm catching fish. I would rather stand on the shore and catch 100 little tiny fish
Yeah.
than catch 2 big fish. I don't give a shit about the fish. I like catching them.
He doesn't want to go fishing, he wants to go catching.
He wants to go catching, okay.
If fish are biting, I'll stand there for 2 hours and catch fish. But if I fish for more than 5 minutes and I've not caught a fish, we're done fishing for the year.
He was the one off the pond out back.
Yeah, lucky for me, I have my own fish farm. I see people with they catch big fish and put them in. They've got these big, huge tanks or even swimming pools, and they fish their own fish, in their aquarium. But
Yeah.
the aquarium's huge.
That's why I say just get like a bathtub-sized little pond outside of your house, fill it with some fish, and just, there you go. You can see them, you can grab them, you're done. After you, good sir.
I was in here last night.
Slammed it. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I think that's probably too big.
So that's the
If we get
3700.
a chest back, that's too big.
Yeah. So this, oh no, that's 5000. So I think bigger than what I use. I use something this size.
Still big.
This is the popular box. It's huge. Yeah, you want these. Those are the ones that I've got there.
There's the fat one we were talking about. So the footprint on those
I guess
is
they do have.
the same.
I just ordered one of those on Amazon.
But when you go from the, they don't have 2 that are equal. See these fucking electric? These electric tags?
Yeah, they're everywhere.
They're going to start scanning your RFID and finding out if you have money or not.
Well, no, they do scan
Customer
your
change
RFID
of-
and they know what your algorithm is and what your spending patterns are. So his price might be different than our price, and then different times of day.
Then you should let
You
me
come in,
stand
these
next to it.
prices change, especially in the groceries.
I'm going to always bring somebody else when I go shopping with Hannah then, because her price is high. Mine is very low.
There's entire videos about it.
Yeah.
About watching the change price. All right, what else?
There. Sorestos?
Yeah, but no more fish. We don't need more fish and stuff.
No, I got it.
Do they have a retractor here?
I got a couple.
All right.
I bought them because I took her out. She lost a fishing pole, so I got
A whole fishing pole? How do you lose a fishing pole?
It
Swung
falls
down
out of the
side.
kayak sometimes.
Oh, got it. Okay, apparently. Well, your fishing poles not float?
Most of them.
I feel like most of my fishing poles float. I don't know why. What's the hot hole here? This is what I would want.
So I snapped the tip off one of these not long ago.
I fished for a quarter of my life, missing a whole entire tip off of there. We would get these big, they were battery-powered bobbers, and they were red or green. And you could throw, they were so heavy, you could throw them across the entire pond we were fishing. But you just throw that out there with a live, this is it exactly, with a worm, and you just watch this bob, and
They
you
usually have a wrap.
catch all kinds of stuff.
Do they make a small size, like a really nice fishing rod? Like Do they make a
outfit?
small
Yeah, sure.
size that's like,
Yeah, like
holy hell,
they
this is
also make the
amazing?
retractables.
I used one of
They
those.
make the breakdowns.
I was kayak fishing out of one of these, catching catfish on it.
I just figured there's got to be a market for some dude
You
that
can
makes one
spend
this
as much
big.
money as you want. Turn around.
Yeah. Because I had a Mickey Mouse pole that was small, and I used to rip. Okay.
They're super, super flimsy. Everything's giant.
Yeah, you can. It's just like
Just like
1911.
guns, it's like everything.
And then the price in the reels is how many bearings are in the reel. You're gonna get 2 of those. You're gonna get one of them. Get 2 of them. So if we build the footprint for this, well, actually these are actually a little bigger. So if we build it for this, you can put 2 of these and 1 of these, or 2 of those. And you can use any combination of this would work.
Dig it.
Be like, I want 2 of those.
He doesn't know it yet, but I'll have those by the end of the week.
Those are mine.
I'll bet you could put 3.
3 of the small ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, grab 1 more of those.
Damn. Oh, corn. Feed.
All fancy water these things.
Does your buddy do your corn or just
Just
Like
deer
bait?
dirt. Yeah, they just
Deer
do bait. Yeah.
what's it called? Deer dirt?
Yeah. But they also do boar. They do everything that you would hunt, pretty much.
Is there really a difference between the animals? Like,
Yeah.
like deer shit wouldn't
Dude,
bring
the
pigs in?
the jars of piss I've smelled because they've held up to my nose and told me, "Hey, smell this." I'm like,
how do
oh
they
my
get?
God.
How do they get the piss?
It's in barrels, man.
right,
Barrels.
but whose job? Is,
I don't know. I've never
Where's that come from?
like. Is there a farm where they just keep them and they just have them like pissing in different seasons? And like, okay, this is good for this
I
season.
picture
That's-
like a cow milking facility. The cow walks in and the thing clamps to the udders. The deer walks in and it's got a jack off sleeve and will manually ejaculate the deer and then harvest the urine afterwards.
They harvest the urine afterward. Yeah, that's how that works.
What's going on here? Is it Mormons? There's something. There's a preacher there. It's a multi-tool. It's a multi-tool with a bunch of bits and a floating space pen and a ratcheting bit bar so that you can properly use these bits. It'll actually take 2 of these bit cards.
But wait, there's more.
There is more. Yeah, there is more.
Billy Mays here.
Yeah, Billy Mays died, right?
Yeah.
The ShamWow guy?
Billy Mays was before the Sham.
I thought Billy Mays was the ShamWow guy.
Sham Wow guy was cracking. Yeah, he's the slap chop.
The what?
Vince, the slap chop.
Slap chop.
You know, he's the one that punched the prostitute or a hooker.
No.
That doesn't fucking
No,
Yeah, he went to prison or jail for punching a prostitute.
Have you ever been anywhere near, have you ever been within arm's reach of a prostitute ever?
Yes.
You have?
Shit, we've driven through it.
Did you know it was a
Dickerson Pike.
Did you
go
know?
out there on a good Friday night at 6 p.m.?
We used to go to El Cajon Boulevard to like try to see prostitutes, but you didn't really, like you saw some and you're like, is that a prostitute? Maybe it's a prostitute. But like
That one's a
now like you see them and they're just out in lingerie and shit.
Yeah, it's a little. Well, like Nashville's been gentrified. When I lived there, it was pretty dirty in some areas. Like we would go over to like where Rivergate is, Antioch.
They just tore Rivergate down, right?
Yeah, but any of those places, you could see them.
Do we know what they're putting here?
I didn't know they were doing anything there. See the Shelby Cobra clone sitting under the carport at that car lot?
No. Is it like a legit one? Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of real Shelby's running there. It's still, though, it'll be expensive.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, guys? We're going to build a fishing kit today. I had a lot of ideas about it, but then when we went and actually looked at the ecosystem that is Plano tackle boxes,
That's evolved and changed a little bit. All of you guys who nowadays who have ever thrown a fishing pole, thrown a bait, you're familiar with these plastic boxes, and you keep all of your lures and worms and grubs and stuff in these things. We have a lot of different ones just over the years buying, tackle box kits, and they came with their own proprietary containers. I think Plano is probably the standard, the most well-known. There's definitely nicer stuff, but size-wise, if you get the Plano stuff, which is available at any Walmart, these are the Stowaway Classics. They've got an O-ring and they have 3 clamps that lock them down. But you can take those 2, will fit where that fits for the most part. And then if you wanted to use these, you can fit 2 of these in that footprint. Or if you were going to use this, you could put 3 of these or 3 of these. So the question is, what do I build this bag to hold? And do we have something that will already do it? And what I originally thought was, we were talking last night, Cody wants a bag, his girlfriend wants a bag that she basically wanted a crossbody bag. She wants to put some fishing stuff in there. She wants the pocket on the back for a pistol. I don't know that we're going to incorporate that into this. What I thought was we could take the BBD bag, set it up as a chest pack to where you could chest mount it. But then when we started getting the containers, and I don't know that we need to make one that will hold a container this big, but it's big. We could still set it up for chest pack, but right now I'm going to build basically a fatter, wider BBD bag. And then our thought also was, with these, you could probably get it, you'd do it with 2, you could put 4, any more than that's probably too much, Velcro dots, and then you can just Velcro these into place. I think you will find that anything more than 2 Velcro dots is probably too much. But with those in place, it will make this panel rather rigid, which would lend itself well to a drawbridge. So I think we're going to make this pack on Velcro lower, like we just did on the medical backpack, so it will lay out equal clamshell. And you could splay it out, and you could have, for instance, this or 3 of these small ones on the other side, or whatever combo you want to run. So I think we're going to build that, and then we will from there decide whether we want to make it chest mountable. When I had this and I was messing with this BBD bag, I thought, oh, we'll get rid of the handle. I wouldn't want the handle there, but I think I would want the handle, because a lot of times when I don't have it on, I would carry it. So that's what we're going to start with, and we'll just kind of go from here. This might be multiple builds and tweaking it. Once we get it done, we completely might not like it and we kind of go a different direction. You don't know until you do it. This bag would be usable for all kinds of stuff other than fishing, and we'll see what happens. Like our original, the FUPA started out, we called it the Birdwatcher rig. We were going out kayaking quite a bit, and Jeff wanted something to carry his pistol and a couple other things in the kayak. And I made that, and it worked great, but aesthetically, when we videoed it, it just didn't look right. It was big and it was square. So we shrunk it down a little bit, and we're like, now we're back to the original fanny pack we made in the 90s. So that's where we started making fanny packs again. That became the FUPA. So we'll get started here and do a little bit of math, change this around so the zipper, instead of terminating on the edge here, I did this on purpose because I did not want this bag to splay all the way open. But the new bag we do, so I'm going to bring it down all the way underneath so that it will in fact lay flat. And then we will put the 550 loops on there so that if you had stuff in here and you did not want that to lay flat, you could limit it by that 550 cord and that keeper. So we'll get started here and see what comes out of this build here. 2 hours later, not really, 20 minutes later. I have remathed this a couple times now. We'll probably end up having to make a couple changes as we go, or once this is together. But let's start. This is the footprint of the bag, as you see. It is considerably larger than the BBD bag. But we have abandoned the idea of this being a chest pack. We can totally make a chest pack, but you're not going to use these big boxes for that. You don't like my lighting?
Had like a little shadow thing right on it.
I've been sewing out here, man. I sewed out here a lot yesterday.
You like this machine better?
No, I like out here just because when I come out here, I don't have all of my shit all around me. Yeah, it's that right? So I'm going to get up to get a drink, and I'm like, oh, I'll check emails.
On the way,
Oh, hey, this came in the mail. Here's these 12 Amazon boxes, right? So when I'm out here, I'm just working on the project that I'm working on. And I tend to, for some reason, when I'm inside, I'm like, I probably need to make a social media post. I haven't posted to Instagram. Up, got to post to Facebook. Up, post the same thing to YouTube.
And you accidentally scroll, and then you're on a doom scroll.
So right now, I'm just making, I'm like making a list, and I'll have 6 things that I'm going to work on today. And I had 4 yesterday. I knocked out 3 of them, but did 2 others that weren't on the list. So. I saw a Nakajima come up for sale, a 280L just like this, sitting in California, and it targeted to me on Marketplace. It was the first thing Marketplace showed me, which is weird because it was in California.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of stuff targeted on Marketplace that's with shipping. Like, it doesn't show where it's located. It's just all, they're like trying to compete with eBay.
So I can put my location in the search bar.
Yeah.
And then just search through what's in my phone.
So I do that, and I'll also, when we're traveling, I'll put find my location.
Yeah.
And then it comes up, it defaults as 40 miles. So I'll move it out to 200. But every time I click back, I have to, every fucking time I click on it, I got to redo it. It won't just lock it in at 200. Okay, so there's our face, our 2 faces, face and back. And I'm not going to do full Velcro coverage in this because I don't have anything in orange other than the 2-inch. So I am going to go and do strips. So I'm going to start 1 inch down. We'll start right there. Now, I'm not running edge to edge in this, and you will find that you will get a little bit of shrinkage in this stuff. So I have it laid out even here, but what I'll find is if I sew from here down, I'm going to be further over here. So when I'm doing runs of this, how long is this thing? What did I say this was? 12. It's exactly 15. So I'm going to find center at 7.5. Let's go ahead and just make a line to work off all the way through. This is already fucking me up, this orange, when I look over anywhere else.
It's so bright.
Yeah. So I'm going to sew, and this is just a preliminary. When we put the pals on the face, we're going to use orange, but I'm using black right now. We'll just go ahead and lock all this in. So I'm going to sew in the middle so that it shrinks up even both directions.
Too, the metering on my camera will grab that orange and it'll throw it off like crazy.
Yeah.
It's so bright. Which I love. Inside every bag I have that orange.
It really works, man. It really does. There was a company, the name will come to me. They were for sale in all the PXs and stuff. And they always put orange in their bags in the 90s, early 2000s. And I didn't like that. But it's the first time I saw a bag with it in there, I'm like, oh man, we should have been doing this all along. And you'll ask guys, hey, what do you think of the orange liner? And you'll get it'll get you killed, or you'll get it's very usable, or indifference, right? So like when we put covert packs out, we do them both ways.
It reminds me of like all my old grandpa's hunting gear when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I always wear it around and it always was bright orange inside of it.
Yeah. And it's actually, so I'm putting strips here. I'm skipping every inch. And people that don't know will think you're doing it to save material or whatever. And while it does save some material, it costs way more in labor than just sewing the big pieces in. Pencil sharpener is my next hunt. Have you seen all the antique pencil sharpeners?
You own so many pencil sharpeners.
I'm gonna get some cool ones. Some of the pencil sharpeners out there from like the 1800s, early 1900s. When you look at them, you don't even you would never look at it at first glance and think that's a pencil sharpener.
Yeah. You need one that mounts that you just put in and turn a little.
So they have I don't remember what company makes them, and it might be the same as the. Who makes have you seen my swing line stapler? They look like that, right? They look like the tank desks. They're all from that same era. And it's a suction cup and it holds. And I see those for sale often, but I don't want those. I want like a screw. And I'm not sure if you can just pull the suction cup off and still screw it onto things. Yeah, I have one up there. A lot of the really cool ones you find, they have like on the bottom half of the containment, it's like cellophane or something. It's like this plastic, and it's so old it's yellowed up, and it's just cracked. And I'm sure we could probably 3D print something for it. I was just thinking this is something that is actually for us. Like we want this thing. And now I was thinking when it's done, maybe I'll walk around this weekend with it. And then I thought, no, that's pretty stupid. That's very, why would you walk around with this instead of a fucking backpack, you know? I remember when I built the first war bag or something similar to it. I think it was actually a Mookie war bag. I remember walking around the flea markets and swap meets with that thing. And yeah, my spacing's off on this. I do not like that line down the middle of that. Ooh, that's off. See how it doesn't match the others. I've actually had it up to like at 75. When you and I and Jeff and everybody are in here,
Yeah.
it really gets cranked down, and then we leave, and then I come in the next day and I'm like, holy shit, this is like as cold as the rat room. Amanda show you that new soap she did? She's got a vanilla tobacco, and she's got 2 others she's about to do that, man, they smell so good.
Is she making detergent too?
She is doing detergent, yeah. I don't know if anybody knows that yet.
I remember her saying.
She made our detergent. Like, we used a detergent that she made for, 20 years probably. But there was a dude at Lowe's or Home Depot, and we'd walked in one night. He's like, can I help you guys? And he was super friendly. And we walked back to look for, I don't remember what we were looking. We go to the appliance section for something. And I go, dude, you smell really good. Like, what is that cologne you're wearing? He says, it's my laundry sauce. I'm like, laundry sauce? He's like, yeah, it's my laundry detergent. I just call it sauce, right? Salad sauce, laundry sauce. I thought it was funny, so it's always stuck with me. But he's like, I don't wear any cologne. I just wash my clothes in this stuff, and I just always smell it. And he said, people comment on it all the time. So I'm like, we should make a good laundry detergent with a smell that we like. Lance made some that was incredible. He used the Cock of the Wood stuff, his original recipe. And he just doesn't do any of that anymore. So I don't even know how to get a hold of Lance.
It's like a lot of the people just randomly show up at random times.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the reindeer Dave.
Oh, you'll get him.
I've said his name.
Yeah, be careful with
At
that.
home, I say it all the time. Just randomly to myself, in hopes that one day he pulls into my driveway.
Into your driveway. Yeah. You don't want him at your driveway.
I want him to build some kind of moat or something around my house for randomness.
He'll build an ark. That's a little better. We'll go there. That does not look right. It is, though. That's weird. So are you coming into Nashville this weekend or not on the plans?
I don't know. I haven't heard from anybody yet. Tires are expensive though.
Yeah. And they do not last.
No. My car is only 4 months old. I'm gonna have to put 40,000 miles on it.
In 4 months?
And yeah, it's at 41,000 today.
You should almost just be leasing cars.
Yeah, it's not that kind of mileage.
Yeah, I guess not.
That's the worst you could do.
Yeah.
That's what happened to our last car. We walked in, the guy was like, "Oh no, keep on leasing it. It's fine. You're good." And then at the end of the time, he was like, "Well, you went over your mileage and you have to pay 6,000 extra, blah blah blah." So I had to pay $6,000 that day. But I went in to get tires, and at first she was like, I think it was $1,100.
Where'd you go?
A tire place in our town called Tire One, and then I called because the place that I usually go is closed. And I waited the next day, called them, and they were like, "Yeah, he's trying to give you these tires, but these are rated at 10,000 miles less, and I can give them to you for $700, all four, put on and everything."
And I like Discount Tire.
I used to go there all the time. Really close to us, closed down though.
Why? That's weird.
It was in Knoxville, Tennessee. They built it in Turkey Creek, is what it's called, and they like revamped the place and put in like a TJ Maxx, Target, and everything. And they bought that building out and like demoed it.
I would think that area would still have a Discount Tire, though.
They've got some new huge one. It's like Midas something.
I was watching I was listening to while I was in the shower this morning, something interesting about Y12. Is it Y12? Is that what it is? What's that town there called? Oak Ridge.
Okay.
How a lot of these people had been eminent domained because of the TVA, because of the power authority,
Yeah.
over the lakes and the flooding and stuff. So they had, kicked a bunch of people off of their property. And then like 2 years later, they eminent domained, I think it was 150,000 acres or something, and kicked all these people off. And within a year period, all these people were, kicked off of their property. And that's when they started building the base in 41 or 43, somewhere around there. And it was originally for 7,500 people, but then they had 12,000 people immediately, and they were pulling people from Knoxville, 20 minutes away from Knoxville, I guess. That's why they had such a population. And they built all these houses. They hired this huge, really prestigious engineering architecture firm came in to do these houses, but they did like this pre-planned community. It was like the first one really in the United States, which became all of those communities when everybody came back from World War II. They were all kind of planned. But they built these houses, and they were building 60 houses in a day at the prime, right? So they're putting up 60 estates, 60 houses. And as they came in, they were saying that the people would come home to their house and not realize which house was theirs because there was another 60 homes there in the beginning. And they were built, there was 3 floor plans, and they built them, and they were only built to last 7 years. So they were going to build this whole town, and then it was just going to basically become vacant. But they built it out of asbestos and concrete. So it was pretty interesting.
You can still see the
I went to the old houses.
apartments.
Yeah.
Like how they look like military kind of like squares.
Yeah, I went up there to the hill where that base was. That used to be the antenna base.
Yeah.
And now it's just all like reclaimed. It's just like recycled, like they're cutting down all the metal and, repurposing.
Cool radio towers there and stuff.
So we went up to the radio tower base. I didn't ever see any radio towers. I don't think they were still standing when we were there at Coal Creek. Because we talked to the warden or whatever, and he's like, yeah, drive up there, you'll see the houses. And like we went up there, but there was no antennas any longer.
Yeah. The only place that I know is if you go to like Red Light 10, take a left, you'll find like a radio tower up there. But it's like almost demoed completely.
Mm-hmm.
You can still see it, but it's not like nice.
All right. Toss me that BBD bag. We're going to work from the top down. I think we're 1 inch is where we're at with that. Yep. Nope, we're at 1/2 inch. So if we're going to put 4, we'll just start at the center, figure out where we need to be here. 5.5, so we'll go. Did you see that little drill press that guy had?
Yeah.
You don't have a use for it?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't either. I wanted it, but I don't know what I'd do with it. Ooh, I'm short on these. I'm going to need one more piece of this, pals. We have more of it?
I took everything you had. Let me see if I've got some.
I just need one because these are coming up about 1 inch short on this. I get 3 pieces. I can't quite use the 4th.
All right.
If you don't, I'll wait till you're back. We'll just do 3 on here if you don't.
Okay.
Or I should just tell him to bring a multicam black one.
Multicam black one?
Yeah, we'll just work a multicam black one in here with it.
Let me text it.
Nah. I just need to figure out where this is so I know where I'm putting this Velcro. No, he won't see that. So did all your rock get brought in Monday?
No, about half of what we need.
Because they physically don't have it, or what happened?
Yeah, the guy was like, "This is all we have right now," and I was like, "Okay, well, just take it back with you because I'm not just gonna have it in here like this." And then I was like, "Just take it back and then bring it when you have the regular amount." And so we've got everything done besides waiting on them.
That's some bullshit.
Apparently, black slate rocks in style.
That's not how I want that. All right, we'll just overlap this. This will work. So they're supposed to have it this weekend. You were up at 3 in the morning to grade that, get that all done. Then they said they're not coming till Monday, and then on Monday they only bring half of it.
And they brought the sand, which I accepted. And now after all the rain and stuff, and I leveled the sand, it's all washed in different areas. So I had to reshovel all that, and then I put a tarp over all of it. But I'm hoping next Tuesday they have it.
I am off here. If you're watching this and you're seeing me make these marks to where I'm going to sew these pals, this ruler is 1.5 inches. But if I put it edge to edge like this, because of the thickness of the pencil, it has some shift to it. So as I'm doing these, I'm actually coming back over to where I cannot see my original line. And in doing that, it makes it space out perfectly. I am perfect at 1.5 inches on these. So if you see me do that and you're going to try it, be cognizant of that. Now, where do I want?
By the end, you're like half an inch already taken up.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you have shift for sure. What? Oh, I was going to say, if you don't have orange, I'll just work a piece of multicam black in. Where'd you get those? It's not faded, it's just a different roll of material, different dye lot.
It's fade because I cut that section out and the rest of it wasn't like that.
Weird.
I used some of that the other day.
Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so we're gonna go there and then one up me. We'll start from right here and just come across. I could carry this around this weekend and nobody would look twice at it because of all the orange. They'd think I'm just a Tennessee fan.
Oh,
You see when we were at Walmart, that guy getting in his truck, he had on
yeah.
all his shit was orange. His Jeep was
Everything.
even orange.
Yeah.
He really likes Tennessee orange. This isn't right either. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. I'm measuring from the bottom up and my marks are all even. But I have less here than here. And I cut off of a square too. I don't know why. Ever since I started this thing, it's been like this.
Maybe the squares on it.
Fucking something's off. I don't know where it is. See how? I think it's because my Velcro is off. I'm gonna regret doing this, but that antique store way down there, past where they built that big ass bridge in your town there,
Yeah.
it's still there. Like he told us last time, they had eminent domained him and paid him enough, but they gave him enough money to buy the new property, but the way the buildings cost now, he didn't have enough money to actually build a new building on the property. But
I
that
wonder, since that project in general has been delayed, they found out that there were like hundreds of thousands of dollars that had been mismanaged. So I wonder if they're putting it on hold to go through it all. And
seems like that's everywhere, man. They went through eminent domain a bunch of places. They tore the roof off a ton of houses there along that road. The roofs. So there's a bunch of abandoned houses that kicked everybody out, and now they're not fucking doing anything with it.
well, I know our mayor passed during all of it, and a bunch of other stuff happened. So I just assumed that from somebody somewhere doing something they shouldn't be doing. And we redid our main street, like all of our light poles and stuff, and all of our crosswalks, lights, everything. And when they did that, they had a timeline they were supposed to be done by. They waited till like the last couple months and did it all, and did it wrong. They had to rip out like half of it. And they were supposed to pave the road, but they found out the city came out and said it's not a city road, it's a state road since it's a highway. So they didn't have to pave it. So all the main street was brand new except for the road. There were potholes everywhere. So people started doing all kinds of meetings and revolts at all the meetings and everything until finally the state had to repave it. And they had to close down all the businesses on Main Street and all the power being out for like 3 weeks. So I don't know. It's just like every other town. Shit show, mismanagement. Now with all the flash cameras, everybody's going crazy again.
Yeah, people really are pissed about these fucking flock cameras.
Half of them are and half of them aren't.
If you look at the ones that are for them, most of them, there's some old people around that are like, it'll save children. But a lot of the people that are really in there talking the most on social media and shit, they're not from the area.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're hired by the flock company.
Like Halloween's supposed to be like that huge revolt now.
Oh,
Flock,
is that what's happening?
because everybody's gonna be wearing masks anyway. They're like, okay, this is the day all flock cameras need to come back.
Oh, interesting.
So everybody's talking about it now.
They won't.
No.
That would require effort.
first flag?
I don't know, man. I think we should though.
I think you should make a run of something.
It's a lot of work to do it proper, to do it for real. You know, you got to make
Yeah.
the stars and stuff.
So I'm like, can you laser cut something that layers over a blue piece?
You could. I mean, you can single cut the stars where they're just cut out of the fabric or the whole thing. But to do it properly, you know, you're going to use like 5 pieces or whatever to make those stars. The best tutorial on how to do it, there's a dude in England that makes a lot of flags, and he built an American flag, and he showed exactly how to do it properly. We almost need to do a pre-run of it, so we kind of know how to do it, and then actually film all of it all the way through a second time. Because we'll be working in materials and stuff that I've never worked with before.
When ordering that stuff, does the companies, like, do you know where to get it? Like in that kind of...
Depends what you make it out of. I would want it really big and heavy. I wouldn't want like a silk flag. I'd want it, you know, like a real one. Like build it like Betsy Ross actually made it, you know?
One Cordero one.
We could do a Cordero one. It'd be heavy. There's a Recycled Firefighter is his name, and he builds, you know, bags like this and stuff. But he is kind of famous for using old fire hoses, and he splits them up and then has a die cutter, makes wallets and shit. But he made some American flags out of fire hose, so they got to be really heavy. And I don't know if he dyed them or was able to get actual colored fire hoses, but he made 2 different. They're really pretty. They're really nice. I was talking to him. I don't remember where I was going. I was talking to him on while we were driving for a while. I said, "Hey, we should get you to come down and we'll do a podcast at some point." I want to say he's out by you somewhere. We'll burn this later. I can't burn it with that. Don't worry about it. We're going to have more anyways.
Lower it.
No, don't worry about it. You want me to wait?
I like seeing it with pallets too, because you got to see the same movement over and over, but fast.
Yeah.
It's mechanical.
Yeah. Especially if you cut out all the shit in between where I flip it and everything.
Where do you get those blue water jugs
The Self-Reliance water jugs are the blue ones, and those come from Walmart. You can buy them other places.
at? The 7 gallons?
They are. They're considerably less expensive at Walmart. They're fine for stationary.
Yeah.
Keep them in your garage or wherever. But if you shift them around a lot or let them slide in a truck, they'll cave the corners in and they'll leak. You can stack them 2 tall.
But not 3.
If you stack them 3, they will crush.
I'm going to be putting them on a shelf.
Perfect. Yeah.
And
So
it'll be 12, it's 12 feet wide, and it's like the big ones, like the huge, robust.
you have real pallet racking
Yeah.
like what Home
It's-
Depot has?
Yeah, it's pretty
Oh,
big.
yeah. Nice.
It's 3 feet deep, and I mean, I can stand on it easily and jump up and down on each of the shelves that I put together.
Where did you get the shelving?
My dad. And my dad got them out of my uncle's storage unit when he passed. They were just in there he would put sodas and stuff for that Bread of Life mission I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
He would use that to store soda and everything in it, and they're clearing that out. It was like the one thing I wanted. But we were making one of our band rooms up top into a little storage area for water.
Is it climate controlled?
It is.
Okay.
It stays at 72.
Okay. If anybody ever realizes that's there, they're gonna go take that shit.
Yeah, the only access to the building is up the stairs, and the only access through that is through a door. It's like a double door that's metal, button pass. And then the room, I boarded up the windows from the outside too.
Is that crazy lady still living there?
Nope. I also thought about adding some more water storage to my own garage, because I've got 10 of the circle jug ones, and I've got 2 of those square ones, but I got them from Academy Sports, and they're pretty expensive from Academy.
Circle jug.
Like, you know, when you walk into Walmart, those big 5-gallon ones,
Uh-huh.
I've got,
How are you filling these things?
the 2 that I've got down there are just tap water out of my sink.
Okay, so do you have can you get a hose to the location?
Yep.
So if you're gonna store bulk water, we could do it way less costly and just super durable. We can get syrup containers. They're just like 15 gallon. They're like 55-gallon drums, but we can get them in 13-gallon, 15-gallon, and then you can find like Tad has somebody that can get you those pickle barrels,
Oh, yeah.
and those are super durable. But once you fill them, you can't really move them.
Yeah.
But you'd have to be able to get a hose to the location.
Yeah, I've got a hose that goes to everywhere.
But if you have legit pallet racking, you could even store them
That's
sideways.
what I was thinking. I was like, I can put those sideways on
Mm-hmm.
because there's
Somebody try to
3.5
steal them, it
feet
would fucking
between.
it would crush them.
Yeah.
That crush.
I think 3.5 to 4 feet between each shelf.
Yeah,
And there's 4 shelves.
nice. Yeah, you could totally, like, the bigger the container, the less it costs per gallon typically. But you can get a lot of that. I mean, you can just do IBC totes at that point. And if I know it's upstairs, so you won't have a way to move them though, and which makes it difficult to use them also. Like we could store all the way to the roof in the garage, but we have a forklift.
Yeah.
Like you won't be able to use that up top there.
That's why I was like, man, those little blue ones you have are perfect for that.
They are.
Just to keep up
Yeah,
there.
they are. But you can't like slide them down the stairs. You couldn't just throw them down the stairs. Whereas if you got the real ones, the LCI Industries, like the ones we have in the hallway there, they're not much more money, and you can literally throw them down the stairs. You could drive over them with the truck, and they hold 5 gallons, like 5.5, 6 gallons.
Well, my friend, that dude in the van, he messaged me yesterday. He's like, what about these blackouts? And I was like, you shouldn't be worried about the blackouts. You should be worried about everything. And I was like, you don't even have enough water or food for 6 months.
What about the poisonous food you're eating every day out of those fucking cardboard boxes?
Yeah. And I was like, you don't even have enough food for 6 months. And I was like, I'm storing antibiotics. Every time I think I have something wrong with me, I text Matt and I say, hey, I need antibiotics. And he'll be like, well, what do you need? I'm like, well, whatever you didn't give me last time. I'm like, I would much rather have antibiotics, water, and some canned food for 4 to 6 months. And I was like, it doesn't matter.
Watch rodents.
Yeah. That was the other thing was I was asking him, I was like at the practice place, is there any signs or anything? He's like, no.
You should go look yourself.
Yeah, I haven't been up there in like 4 or 5 months. But there's a pest company that comes up there and takes care of everything.
So keep in mind, the pest company's going to see all that shit, know that shit's there, and when something happens, that dude is going to come looking there, right?
Well, the only way they can get in is when we let him in, and he's always been doing that. And I try to tell him, I was like, this is kind of like a just me and you need to know basis if anything's up there. And I was like,
we're not recording this, right? You're not.
There won't be any audio. But I even told him, I was like, if I'm going to store stuff up there, I'm going to bring some ammo too, so I can have some at my house and there. And I was like, I don't want people knowing it's up there.
Yeah, they'll know.
I was looking at it. My dad has an old safe out in his garage. And it's my brother's. I'm assuming he stole it from somebody.
So, have you seen my safes?
The one that's there.
Any of them?
I
So,
saw those.
okay, so those are all the same, and I bought 5 of them, and we got them on like a Black Friday, right? So we got them. They're normally $1,000. You can still get them for about $1,000. Tractor Supply has them.
That's what I was about to say.
So Tractor Supply's got them. They even have a bigger one that's even taller, and it's not much more money. There's no tax on gun safes in Tennessee, and you could get one for $1,000. I could cut into it. I'd make a lot of noise, and you and I could get into it in an hour's time. But your crackhead ain't going to get in it, right? So storing shit in there. Plus, you're going to fill it up with your ammo. They're not going to be able to move it. So you should think about maybe that.
And I've got a concrete subfloor to put it to.
Perfect.
So
I'm talking about even at the practice spot.
yeah, and that's concrete as well.
You have an
And the
elevator to
second
get it.
story-
You have a freight elevator?
Yep. And the second story is 15 to 18 inches concrete. So it's well possible. There's still beams running through the whole thing,
Yeah,
too.
I would do that, man. You could just keep your extra handgun or rifle, whatever.
Yeah.
Just a backup location.
And we have access to the roof only through our window. It has a ladder that goes out one of the windows.
Rooftop Koreans.
So I told them, I was like, I need to make sure that ladder is detachable. So if we have to get out there, we bring the ladder to the window.
They make you can buy rescue ladders also. It's a roll up. It's a roll up ladder, yeah, and you just put it outside the window, yeah.
Yeah, it's only like a 8-foot climb from the window too.
I bought one of those and I carried it. I don't know where it is right now. I had it in the Yukon forever. because I could just hook it up there and get up to the rack on top of the Yukon. It was just so convenient, and it was lightweight. It was easy to use.
It's in storage.
Okay. I want to take that yellow Equipto tool bin I bought
Yeah.
and hang it on the wall here. I want to have it high enough that I can put a cart or something under it, but I want to fall out. I want to make it fall out a little more. Maybe put some lights or something in it, or I think that'd be cool. What is Clankers from? Dirty Clankers. What's that from?
I don't know, but Hannah says it all the time. Every time we go into a self checkout, she calls it a dirty clinker or something.
I don't think it's Terminator. It's one of those movies, though.
It's a Star Wars thing for the droids.
The new Dirty Civilian.
Star Wars.
Is that what it's from?
Clone Troopers.
The new Dirty Civilian video called Anti-State of the Union. It's worth watching. Like he's like, their history is really good. Like his presentation and shit. It's really good. You know that song, Little Bit of Magic, a little bit of smoke up in the air. You know that song? You don't know it? You do. I just said singing it really poorly. Type it in.
Magic.
Little bit of magic. Just type that in YouTube. You'll find it. It'll be the first thing that comes up. Is it Luke Bryan or someone?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Luke Combs?
Yeah.
And Big Extra Flow.
That's it.
Never heard it.
You've never heard that? Oh my God. It's like fucking NASCAR, NFL. Like everybody's using it. How about put in Back in the Saddle again?
That's gonna be a rodeo song, but
It's NASCAR also. It's all of it. All of them are using it. You know, Andrew Frisella bought a fucking bull?
Why?
He bought a fucking pro rodeo bull. Did you put in Back in the Saddle again? I think they did a video with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Is it Luke Combs?
I think it is. I think Luke Combs could be the only artist this year. We're going to play no music other than Luke Combs this year. Yeah, let it go for a minute.
Is this also for NASCAR?
They used it. They did a video with NASCAR.
Yeah, because it's Jeff Gordon, I think.
Is that who?
Dale
Yeah.
Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I guess that they're using that for NASCAR intros.
Dude, he did a whole fucking video that was him with NASCAR with Dale Earnhardt Jr. All right, this should go quick now. Pop the thread.
Is this the compass for what you just did right now?
Yeah. Yeah. Don't video that.
Oh, I'm not. So really, the only thing to change is the size, right?
Yeah.
Canvas.
And there's one more extra piece of Velcro and another piece of pals, and because it's bigger. We made it zip all the way down the sides and under the bottom. So it'll fall all the way open, which will be nice if these are Velcroed in. All right, there's that. And now there are two. Missed that one. Did you ever see the Mythbusters Robot Wars, when they did the Robot Wars and they made their battle robot? It was so destructive that they would go in and they would basically win everything, but they made a different class and they wouldn't let them compete because their thing was destroying all the other robots. So they showed up, and it was huge for the event, right? Because those guys showed up and they drew such a crowd. But their battle robot would fucking kill everything else and nobody else could compete. It would just end them so quickly. It's just interesting to listen to. Okay, I cut this piece of zipper and I do not seem to have, there it is, it's on the floor. clean over here.
Tangled up.
No, it's just its tail got wrapped back around here, and then it got sucked inside here, right? Because I didn't take care of it like I should have there. Now that's out. Now this will continue winding properly. When you sew super fast like that, and if you want to stop someplace, don't stop with your needle down. The needle, when you're running fast like that for any distance, it gets so hot that if you stop with the needle down, it will permanently melt a hole. So I know you want to stop with the needle down because that kind of holds your work in place, but just be cognizant of that. And maybe it doesn't matter, as long as you're aware of it. Still sewing here. this is the handle piece here for the top. I'm going to fabricate this right here. It's just 2 layers, just 1 inch sewn together. And then I'm going to tack it on the top. I feel like I didn't make this any bigger, but I really thought that I did. Did I mess this up? Maybe I decided we didn't need it any wider. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll know here in a minute. All right, the footprint on these is 7 to 7. So that's how much it'll bow up. 3.5. 3.5. It seems. All right, 5 on the inside is what we're doing. That still seems, no, I guess that is the same. All right. So, 13, 14, 15. So off center, we're gonna go 7.5. That'll be the corner. 7.5 here. These will be the shoulder strap attachments. Now this is pretty skinny, so I am sewing into the zipper track there to get that buckle more inboard, because I need this seam to put the bag together. So you could narrow the front and make the back wider if you wanted more meat there, but I want it equal size, so that's how this one is. Now that's the corner. I am coming up a little bit higher. I do want that buckle to sit higher. Okay, we're going to close this up and make this hoop. Why do I have two pieces of this? I think I did them both in black originally, multicam black. All right, pause. Find the center of the bottom here. And the center on the top, we've already got that, but let's check it anyways. Does it look like it lines up? It does. It's perfect. All right. These are identical, so it doesn't matter which one is the front or the back. While we have it open, I'll go ahead and put this on because this will be the harder piece, so we're not fighting it. I'm just going to let this kind of go into place. I'm moving it to where it's flat, but I'm not pulling on the material. I'm not trying to stretch it. I just want it to be where it kind of naturally falls. And then when I get to the edge, I don't want to go past the edge. I want to be just on the edge. Can you see what I'm talking about here? You can see where my needle is, right? It's on the edge close to it, but not past it. I want this to be able to hit that corner when I make this turn here. You'll see in a minute. Now I'm just going to sew back over this same track so everything's locked in twice. Where that webbing is for that handle, it just deflected that out a little bit. You can see when it got close here, it pushed this out. So I've got two separate tracks there instead of two lines, one over the other. Not a big deal. So on the bottom here, that's what I was after, right? So that other one ended about here so that it wouldn't fall open. This one comes down and ends underneath so that it will fall all the way open. I'm not sure if I'm going to have too much material here or not. We'll see here in a second. And good thing I looked at that. If we just sewed it that way, that would have been inside out. So yeah, no big deal. It would have been very evident it was inside out very quickly. So let's go ahead and just tack this in here. Are we in the center? Yes, that's the center. There we go, almost to the edge. Do I have too much? I do have too much. I've got about I think I am a 1 inch. So I'm gonna have a ½ inch extra on both sides. I don't want that on the zipper, so I'm gonna push it down here into the bottom. That's what we're gonna do with that. The way to really do this would be to open this up and push this inside more. But so let's go ahead and do the sides first, and then we'll go to the bottom. don't want to sew the opposite direction, have all the work on the inside, so I'm just doing little bites here at a time until I have it all locked in where I want it. I don't want a lot of material shift, so I'm just doing little pieces at a time. There we go. Yeah, see, I have all that overlap. I do have 2 inches, too much. Okay. So the fix for that is we can just overlap this right here, right in the center, and it will look like it's supposed to be there. And then we'll make that change on the list, and we'll take 2 inches out of it, and that'll be perfect next time. Right there. Right there, right there. So instead of 2 layers, there's 4 layers right here where that's folded over. That takes that excess out. That will make this all fit. And then we determined where that excess was going to go. It's going to be right there. Somebody gets this, they'll never know what that is or why it's there. But if you have something all the way together and you don't want to cut it all the way back apart, you can do that right there. That'll get rid of that excess. You feel me? Now I'll go back all around this. You really probably should flip it, look at it, make sure everything's even, it's all clocked right. Don't do what I do. Were you summoned? Where? What was it? So I heard a dog barking in the woods out here. I assume it was ours jumped the fence and was on something
Today?
yesterday.
During the day?
Yes. Which is odd.
Whatever this was, it's probably rabbit size.
Yeah, well, there are rabbits. I mean, I've got a gray one that's been out for a couple months.
Yeah.
I've caught him a few times. I just put him back down. But there's some wild ones too.
They're much smaller.
Yes, cottontails. Yeah, much smaller. Is that all those plastic tackle box cases? Yeah, that really was it, taking that 2 inches out of there. Yeah.
I've never seen you do that before.
Well, I've never fucked the math up before.
Oh, that's good.
When I wrote it down, I was questioning it too. I'm like, well, we'll just build it on the fly, see what happens. If it's wrong, the video will actually be better. Somebody will, benefit from that.
But also, I mean, it just looks like if you didn't, like you said, if you didn't know, you wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't at all. this hem in just a little bit here on the corner, and then we'll go all the way back around it. That's not my bag. It literally says right here, that is my bag, baby. All right, so there's your handle on the back. There's your attachment points. Let's cut those jingle bells off and let's see how our stuff fits in there that we actually made this for. All right, guys, so let's talk about this. This is what it looks like with some boxes in it. Now, these boxes are overstuffed for the bag, but it works, right? We can make the bag bigger, but then if we put less in it, it looks kind of slouchy. So what I have in here right now is a 3700 Plano and two 3600s. Now we can swap those out also. I've got Velcro tabs on the back here. We can swap those out and run three 3500s, which I don't have a third. I should have bought a third one, and that would sit in here perfectly. Or you could run 4 of these 3400s, or any combination. They seem to Lego up pretty well. You could also remove a layer and then run mesh pockets or Velcro back cards. You can put anything you want in here as it is, and zips right up, looks nice and clean. I think that orange looks actually really nice on there. Nice contrast. You got the handle on the back, and then you have the shoulder straps. So in effect, it's just a much larger BBD bag, but I built them specifically around here. So that should give you guys some ideas. We could size it out. If you give me dimensions of what you want inside, we can build that footprint around anything, as can you guys. So if you're actually sewing this, if you're watching these videos because you make your own equipment, that should give you some ideas. How could you take this to the next, the next level? Whereas you can go, your client, whoever you're building this for yourself, you can go get rigid boxes, DeWalt boxes, Milwaukee boxes, whatever. Plano has been around forever, and their stuff does seem to footprint on top of each other. So if you made it for the one pouch as a byproduct, it would fit all the other boxes. Pretty cool. You could use those for all kinds of fasteners, tools, hardware, use your imagination, electronics. When you open these up, a lot of these come with dividers inside them, and they have a lot of different dividers that will do a ton of different things inside here. So in addition to all these cross pieces, I believe, nope, these are molded in. I think you can snap these out of here. And then if you add a 3D printer, which you can get the bare bones 3D printer, and you could print out anything for these. There's guys who have entire businesses that popped up around 2019 or so, and their entire business, and they feed their family completely off just making parts for packouts, Milwaukee packouts. They redo the latches. You could print these latches with first aid on them, or a screw to designate, different fasteners. You're only limited by your imagination. But with a sewing machine and a 3D printer, and then toss in a little bit of woodwork and metalwork, man, you could build anything. You can almost build anything now. Even you don't even have to have the equipment. You can go to a maker's place, or they have a tool shed places where you can just check out the equipment for the weekend. You just kind of rent it. So if you can't, it's only because you haven't tried. All right, we're gonna build the shoulder strap. We're gonna start right here with a tri-glide. This is a piece of material that is a piece of webbing 72 or 84. I don't remember what it is. You make it however long you want it to be, but it's going to double in half basically. So if you want it to be 36, make it 72, add a few more inches for your foldovers and stuff. I'm gonna sew this here. Now when you do these, you can run your webbing raw if you want. I like to conceal that raw edge right here. So I fold it under. It's a little less than an inch. I don't need to take up a lot of material here. This is just simply to hold this tri-glide. I'm going to run, first I want all 3 of my layers even. I'm going to just tack this 1, 2, 3, 4. You can zigzag over if you want. I have an open foot here, the end of the foot. That's why this thread, I always pull this long if you're wondering. If you're not wondering, then you haven't sewn long enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go ahead and cut all that excess, all those loose pieces off. So there's that. Let's go ahead and clean this as we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fabricate these because this is the point where I'm going to put these on. I take this webbing, this is elastic. This is 1 inch. So to make my keepers, it's always times 4. So if it's 1 inch, it's 4 inches on the elastic. I'm going to fold this in half, just like this. And I'm just going to tack this here on the edge. You're not going to see this. I go right there. Same thing on this one. Now, I'm going to put this piece of webbing inside this loop of elastic. And I'm going to mark right on the edge of that. I want this tight. I want it taut, just like that. So when I flip this inside out, and I'll show you this, I've shown you guys this a lot. If this is your first video, I'll explain it here in a second. Now I'm going to sew this. Pull that thread out of there. All right. I'm going to flip this. Maybe I'm not. Hold on. I really want to make these at a 3-inch, but it's such a pain in the ass to flip these as it is. I can't get this thing with my, yeah.
Start with 2 in there.
Yep. Yep, flip it.
Jam my thumb in
Perfect.
on the other side.
All right, so what you have here is this excess piece is up inside here. And I usually use hemostats when I flip these. The tighter, the better. You can get them too tight to where it's a problem. But what that does is it adds friction on both of these pieces of webbing. So I'm going to take this here. Let me grab my, the first time I've used these out here.
Watch out for the spike on the back of it. Crazy sharp.
There's a spike on the back. Oh, on the prong here. Yeah. Oh shit, that is sharpened. What's it for?
Cleaning hook eyes.
Holy shit, I'm gonna.
If they powder coat over the hole and you can't put your line through, they'll pop it back out.
Yeah, I'm gonna bust that off of there. So, I get hemostats all the time. If you're a young guy and you're starting to amass your tool collection, and you've not used hemostats, it's only because you haven't ever used them. If you had 10 pairs of these, you would use them. And my thing is finding ones that I can get my fingers in and out of, that I can set down on my own one-handed. A lot of stuff I have, to include scissors, when I have my fingers in here, I can't just drop this. I have to push it off. So I'm always looking for scissors that have, you know, a wide enough opening that I can just release them on my own. And that's these. I don't remember what, I'll show you what these are. I got these off Amazon, and they're for fly fishing. They're very nice. But I'm gonna run this up here. I'm gonna grab this and I'm just gonna pull this through. And I don't care whether it's left or right or how you do it. I wanna match them up. And then if it's in the back of it, you want to do them both in the back so that they're the same. I want them just the same. I don't care which way. So I'm going to run this through here like this. And I'm going to go ahead and affix my buckle. I've already fucked this up. I do need to have them underneath. I want this concealed here. So let's start out. Huh? They're US made. They feel different, like the coating on them, the powder coating, they're really nice. They've got a laser engraved on their logo. All right, so. Lifetime for what? If it fails, if it powder coats comes off, what is it? Wonder what that's for. If I lose it?
It's a very general statement.
Yeah. Do they guarantee me against my stupidity? All right, so now I'm gonna affix the buckle in the front, out the back. Now, I'm going to bring these, you can see that I'm behind that nose, and I'm gonna bring them in front this time. I'm gonna lace them through. And what that does is it keeps these two pieces of webbing, if you're not understanding, it keeps the two pieces of webbing from touching each other, which we don't care about. This, I'll show you in a minute what we're doing this all for. Every shoulder strap I put out for a bag has these elastic keepers on there. And the elastic key, it takes longer to build, it takes longer to put the elastic keepers on than to build all of the rest of the shoulder strap and the keepers. So this goes through. I missed the edge here. I want a little more thread here on this edge line. I would hate for this to go to somebody and then they take really good photos of it and you see that. Okay, now this is my adjustment piece. This is what allows this shoulder strap to adjust from 36 inches to 70 inches, 72 or so. Okay, now let's even this all out. Now, a lot of bags that have adjustable shoulder straps, when you go to grab the shoulder strap, when this is set on the floor, all these pieces of webbing just go wherever they want, and you in effect have to grab two pieces of webbing. With these keepers in place, you can stage these where you want them, and when you grab this shoulder strap, it keeps it together for the most part like that. And we sewed them tight enough that they won't just slide wherever they want. They will stay where you put them. And that's what that's all about. Now, we're going to lock this up and make this a shoulder strap. We're going to put this piece here on and sew this in place. And now this shoulder strap, none of this hardware can come off of here. If you're watching this and you're like, man, I don't have a sewing machine, you can make shoulder straps like this. And instead of sewing this, I would just put another tri-glide here, run this in the front, out the back, and then back it over, double bypass it, and it would do the same thing. And again, you could just run your line and then zigzag over and sew another line. Especially if it's solid color, it won't matter. Sewing colored thread, always tensions. Every color thread I have does different things. If I put orange thread on this sewing machine, I would have to dial the tension and adjust some things for it to lock properly. It's just, I don't know why. All the thread comes from the same factory, everything I get. But the orange is terrible. The pink is pretty hard to work with. I sewed a bunch of Bible covers last night and the night before. And I cut 6 or 7 of them all the way apart because the thread wasn't tensioned right. Now, if you're listening to this and you're understanding what I'm saying, you've had this frustration. Depending which way you're sewing, where you're going to see it, you can just run an orange bobbin and black top thread, or orange top thread, black bobbin. That was the solution to fix those Bible covers after I cut them apart. That tensioned perfectly. That just makes it's just baffling. But there's that shoulder strap. Let's plug this in here. And once it's on here, you can see what I'm talking about with those elastic keepers. Just like that. And you can see that when that shoulder strap, depending where you stage those, it just stays together. Handles there. You can make your handle. You could bring your handle out so that it's not as prominent. It could catch on less. I do see companies that put a piece of Velcro here and stick it down. I think that's stupid. It eventually will catch other shit and it'll at one point stop working. But you could do whatever you want to do, right? You have seen me build this bag. You can make this exact bag. You can add the things you want, subtract it. That's the beauty of having a sewing machine. You are now in control and you can make anything you want. You can make any changes, just little tweaks, whatever. And that's the same thing with having any equipment. And you don't have to have expensive equipment. Like I see videos of these guys buying these $100 Chinese sewing machines that are hand cranked. And the dude sits down, he's like, let's see what we can build with this. And they build amazing shit with a $100 sewing machine. So just do something. It doesn't even a lot of times matter what you do. Just make something. And that'll turn into the next thing and the next thing. So now Brandle's going to make this look even better than I built it. And you guys can check it out. Don't show that one because that stitch line there is pretty ugly. Show it from this side.
It is on fire.